I started to describe a system for basically authenticating who someone is. That's what I'm working on in the United States right now. If I'm sending an email to someone, how do I prove that it's really Paul Romer who's sending an email? I can't do it right now in the United States. And I started to outline, well, there might be a way together with cell phones to do this, and it could link to Aadhaar. And the Prime Minister started to try and explain to me, we're already doing it. And so my idea is something that, is already in train. So with the EKC, electronic know your customer, they're already doing it. And the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff then showed me the app on the phone that is the container or the locker for certificates. It was describing the use of the mobile number. So for me, a good day is when I learn something, and I learned a bunch about what India is doing on this issue of authentication. And I think it's really exciting because the government has to be involved, as they are, but they have this foundation with the Aadhaar system that means they can do things that most governments around the world can't do. So as I said, it's a good day when I learn something. I'm really very eager to stay in close touch. And I think India, just as India did this for Aadhaar, I think for telephony and electronic authentication, I think India could really show the world how to do it right.
Mm-hmm. So what are your overall thoughts as far as the urbanization policies of India under the Prime Minister's leadership is concerned?
Yeah, I think the challenge is the one I described, which is that it's one thing to see what would be good. It's a much tougher thing to build consensus, to get people behind doing it. And so his story about Bhuj was you need local leaders who can do this. And I think his challenge is how, from Delhi, he can't do it in each city, but how does he encourage other people to do what he once did before? He also talked about the encouragement for city planning, city infrastructure planning, and in universities and so forth. And there we agreed that the challenge is to get people into this mindset of let's go do things. The danger with planners sometimes is they think their job is to say no. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. But what we need are people who can say yes, and here's a way to do it. Like, yes, we need to rebuild the city. Because every country in the world right now needs to build more square feet or square meters of floor space. People want bigger houses. Firms need more space. The world is desperately short of floor space, urban floor space. It's really in urban areas where it's desperate. And it's very difficult to get people to move in the direction that's needed to build more urban floor space. So I think the Prime Minister is leading in the right direction, but it is a challenge to get the whole system to kind of follow along.